Yo, what's going on, guys? And we're hearing from Anthony Slater here, a post from Evan Sittery, that the Dejounte Murray new trade possibilities with Golden State, as Golden State can quickly put together a package around Chris Paul's contract and young players, and maybe even some additional assets. Now, do I believe that's the best course of action for the Hawks? I don't know. It'll allow them to have cap flexibility because Paul's deal is not guaranteed for next year, so they can move on from it. But if the Knicks and the Lakers and the Spurs are truly the other three teams that are interested in Dejounte Murray, the Knicks have Quentin Grimes as a guy that you would want to target right there. And then the cap flexibility, if the Hawks, how cheap they are, would get Evan Fournier probably in a deal right there. They have draft picks that you could probably get draft picks from them or the Spurs. You can maybe get the Knicks. The Knicks, though, are CAA, and Dejounte Murray is Clutch Sports. The agencies do matter. Spurs have an interest, but they're probably going to try to lowball so they don't have to give up what he was traded for, while the Hawks might try to be a little tough there. So LA could offer maybe Max Christie or Jalen Hood-Schifino in a deal and cap flexibility with either Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, or D'Angelo Russell in a combination, or, what I mean. And that would be less of a cap hit than Dejounte Murray. Now you look at this, would Golden State, who's not trying to trade Jonathan Kuminga, would a deal that involves probably Moses Moody and not the best picks interest you? And you would hope that these picks would be down the road, so you'd be banking that the Warriors' downfall is sooner rather than later. And for me, I get hung up as if this is going to be the right deal, because I do love the idea of Dejounte Murray potentially going to Golden State next to Steph Curry, next to Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. That would really fix the defense. Would it then be a deal with Andrew Wiggins? I could maybe get around a deal with Andrew Wiggins and Moses Moody with picks for Dejounte Murray. I would say Andrew Wiggins' contract is making him a negative trade asset. So the Golden State Warriors being interested in Dejounte Murray isn't surprising, because I think he would be a perfect fit for this team. And you're lying if you don't agree. You're lying. So I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. Where do you think he'll end up?
So the San Antonio Spurs are joining the Lakers as a team to watch to get Dejounte Murray. It's been over a year since they traded him, so that he's now trade eligible after signing that 4-year extension. And the Hawks are supposedly going to be taking exploratory talks. They're ramping up. He is more than likely to be traded by the deadline. He is a Clutch Sports client. So the Lakers are the favorites, and a deal to the Lakers would probably be Rui Hachimura packaged with Jalen Hood-Schifino and or Max Christie in a pick. While the San Antonio Spurs are a team that they're taking a slow approach to their building, but they're very much interested in Dejounte Murray being the perfect pairing to Victor Wembanyama. So with that being said, the reason for that is obviously Dejounte Murray isn't the same player he used to be in terms of the athleticism, and the point of attack, like defender that he is. But with that being said, he's still a great defender. He's still a great pick and roll ball handler. And a team like the San Antonio Spurs, who have Victor Wembanyama, I think you're looking at the possibility of, this is a guy who the last 3 seasons has averaged 21 points a game, 6.5 rebounds, 7 assists, and almost 2 steals while shooting 38.8% from 3 this season. Yeah, he's no longer the best point of attack defender in the league before the ACL tear, but he's still very good at that. A very capable pick and roll ball handler. And for me, when I look at Dejounte Murray, especially where you look at his stats this season, he's averaging 20 points a game, okay? And almost 21, shooting 38% from 3, 47% from the field, 5 assists and 5 rebounds. And look at the Spurs stat where he's basically Mr. Triple-Double. And for me, I've always been, he's only 27 years old. He's a guy who's a defensive pass first guy who can score, okay? He's got the lateral quickness to literally guard anyone. Great rebounder, become a better 3-point shooter. So for me, it makes so much sense if you're the Spurs to go out and get yourself a guy like Dejounte Murray. Now, what would a Dejounte Murray trade even look like if you are the what am I accepting if I'm the Hawks? If you the Spurs are calling me back up? Well, the Hawks are cheap. The Hawks like to save money. So you would offer the Hawks an opportunity to save money. The Hawks would be losing a point guard, so you're going to have to offer them a point guard back. That's just going to have to how it's going to go. And Dejounte's only making 18. And a deal... Would Devontae Graham be in this deal? That's where it gets a little difficult to think. Maybe. I think the big thing that's going to entice the Hawks is the picks. It's going to be the picks that's going to get the Hawks interested in making a deal with the Spurs. So let's say the Spurs, if the Spurs want to trade, the Spurs will give back the Hawks their first round picks, okay, and then give them 2 seconds, I'd say, and then the Hawks will, and then they'll give them Devontae Graham with, what if they packaged Blake Wesley and this is where it gets hard. Maybe Jetty Osman. Would that deal even work? That deal works, and everybody wins in this deal. I think this is a legit deal. Dejounte Murray for the 2 Hawks first round picks, and then 2 second round picks. Devontae Graham, Jetty Osman, and Blake Wesley. It's on the screen right now. Would you guys do this deal, or is this just no? Okay. So I think, hey, this is not that fake of a deal. This is a good deal. And Fanspo's over here saying that the Hawks would get better defensively actually from this deal, and Dejounte Murray would make the Spurs better. I mean, nobody wins. I think this is a really good deal. Hawks get 2 guys under contract. They get a backup point guard in Devontae Graham, and they get a guy with potential in Blake Wesley. Jetty Osman is expiring. Up for this deal.
So Dejounte Murray is going to get traded, is what we're hearing. The Atlanta Hawks are actively exploring all Dejounte Murray trade options, according to Mark Stein of the Stein Line. Before we continue today's video, I want to hear your thoughts down below. Are you an Atlanta Hawks fan? And what's your thoughts of Dejounte Murray being traded 1 year after they acquired him? And the reason they're trading him is his fit with Trae Young is questionable. And B, the thing is they don't like paying the luxury tax. So let me hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit that like, subscribe button. Let's get right into it. Sources with knowledge of the Hawks indicated Friday that Atlanta is actively exploring all Dejounte Murray trade possibilities that could well dissolve Murray's backcourt partnership with Trae Young after just a season and a half together. And B, Atlanta is determined to, as one source described it, build around Trae Young and Jalen Johnson going forward under new coach Quinn Snyder. Now, the Los Angeles Lakers and the Philadelphia 76ers are showing interest in Dejounte Murray. According to Austin Krell and Chris B. Haynes, the Sixers and Lakers are amongst the teams to have registered interest in Dejounte Murray ahead of the trade deadline. Now, a Dejounte Murray deal from the Lakers would probably be revolving around Gabe Vincent and Rui Hachimura and a first-round pick. And the Lakers are more likely than the Sixers, while a deal for the Sixers would probably revolve around either Tobias Harris or a combination of Nick Batum and Robert Covington. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. And let's get into the rest of the reporting.
Yo, what's going on, guys? We are hearing that Dejounte Murray may no longer be an Atlanta Hawks in the future. So, you guys remember he signed an extension this offseason. So he is unable to be traded until, I believe, January 9th or 15th, something like that. But basically, Mark Stein of the Stein Line reports that the Hawks are expected to explore the trade market for Dejounte Murray heading towards the NBA trade deadline for the 2023-24 season. He signed a 4-year, $120 million extension. That's $30 million a year on average. And he's currently making $19.9 this season. Now, the Hawks are, I think the 10th or 11th seed as we make this video. And there's a growing skepticism around the organization and around the league that Dejounte Murray and Trae Young are a complementary backcourt fit. And given their struggles, Atlanta might want to recoup the 3 first-round picks and 1 pick swap they gave up to San Antonio in exchange for Murray. And Murray is represented by Clutch Sports, who is a Rich Paul client. Now, we have heard, and I made another video talking about the fact that we know that the Lakers have interest in Dejounte Murray. And part of the reason why I think the Hawks could be trading Dejounte Murray is we all know Hawks owner Tony Ressler is cheap, and he does not want to pay for the luxury tax. And they're currently almost $11 million under the tax. But next season, with Murray's contract kicking in and Onyeka's coming around the corner, you have a luxury tax bill potentially if you keep this team together. So my thought is Dejounte Murray's trade value right now is at its highest that they could, because he's on a 5-year deal. Like, he's under contract till 2027. That's insane. That's 4 years. I'm not the best at that. But what I personally believe is it's in their best interest if they want to say this is a gap year. And, we've already heard Clint Capella and DeAndre Hunter could be on their way out. This could be a year that, obviously, Trae Young's the focal point. Looks like Jalen Johnson and Onyeka Okongwu are in that plan for the future as, 3 guys that they like. So if a guy like Mr. Dejounte Murray isn't a part of that future, let's trade him now when I believe his trade value is at its highest. For me, when I look at this, who are teams that could trade for him? If I'm the Miami Heat, this is a guy that I'm looking at. Now, who would you give up? It's got to be Duncan Robinson, Caleb Martin, and Nikola Jovic, and maybe a pick as like the starting offer. We know the Philadelphia 76ers aren't focused on trading for Zach LaVine, so all the teams we thought that were interested in Zach LaVine, maybe they're interested in Dejounte Murray. I think that's something that needs to be put out there. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Who would you go after? I think it's definitely something to keep in mind. So Mr. Clutch Sports represented Dejounte Murray is allegedly drawing interest from the Los Angeles Lakers. And he's only making $19 million this season, but he signed a 4-year, $120 million extension, keeping him under contract through 2027. And the Hawks are opening up exploratory trade discussions for Dejounte Murray, as he's someone they like, but there's skepticism around the organization that the fit with him, Trae Young, works. So I've thought, this is actually something the Lakers could do, because first off, the way you could convince the Hawks to give you Dejounte Murray is Dejounte Murray is he can't be traded till like January 9 or 19th, something like that, because he got signed an extension this offseason. Same goes for the duo of Russell and Hachimura. So this would have to be like a deadline deal. And my whole thought is the Hawks are known for the Hawks owner is known for being like super cheap type of guy, that he's going to do whatever he can to avoid paying for the luxury bill if he can. And my thought is that if you can get him for like, I don't know what would be a bargain, is trying to offer a combination of D'Angelo Russell and Rui Hachimura might not convince them, but they're saving and if they send over DeAndre Hunter, a package, Dejounte Murray and DeAndre Hunter, obviously this is a win for the Lakers and a loss for the Hawks, but the Hawks should be saving money. And I don't think this is the deal that would happen, but I think the framework of this deal for people understanding is, okay, the Hawks love to save money. So if the Hawks can figure out to save money and the Lakers can give them players that they value, maybe like a combination of Max Christie and do you think they'd give up Jalen Hood-Schifino? So like Max Christie, Jalen Hood-Schifino, and Rui Hachimura, D'Angelo Russell, or Gabe Vincent, some package like that. Like not all those guys, just a combination of those guys. I think are the only tradable pieces that the Lakers would give up for Dejounte Murray and somebody else, albeit it would have to be a combination of either like AJ Griffin, who I don't think this current regime very much values. I don't think they care for Bruno Fernando or Garrison Matthews. I'm trying to think, but like there are some. I mean, really, DeAndre Hunter really fits there well. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts. If you're a Lakers fan, what would you do? If you're a Hawks fan, what would you accept? But yeah,